Hello Internet, and welcome to my continuing coverage for the Steam NextFest February edition for 2026. This is a first impressions look at Celestial Lumina, a game that, like almost everything in the NextFest, I've not heard of. This is just going to be a straight first impressions video, no edits, no cuts. It has 30 minutes of my time for me to make some kind of first impressions decision on whether the game is something that I want to add to my wish list or not. So let's give it those 30 minutes on the clock, starting now. You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. In the same way, let your light shine before others, so they may see your good works and give glory to your Father who is in heaven. Okay. Do we have any gamepad controls? Possibly. I'm unsure. I clicked a few times then, it didn't disappear, so I don't want to skip through anything. We've got textures loading in, not at the side of the screen. So this hasn't been set up to scale to 4K properly. Whoa, okay. Use the arrow keys to move. Okay, so in terms of first impressions, no gamepad support. Let's see whether... Do I have Steam input on? No, I don't. Okay, let's put that on. Right, still not working. So let's do this. Where are the arrow keys on here? Right, down. Yes, this does count towards the timer because I'm having to go through this to make your game work. Oh, this feels awful. Right, it works fine on the arrow keys. So why is that not working? Have I... See, I don't normally have to do this, so... Don't need to change anything haptics-wise. This is showing up, isn't it? See if this feels any better. Oh. Right, I'm just going to use the arrow keys for a second. Z to jump, not space. Right, we've got two different, completely different art styles here. This is what happens when I press down on the direction keys. Right, I'm assuming X is, yeah, X is attack. got a cooldown after the end of the combo. I mean, we've got a map. We've got a what would be a secret wall if it weren't for the fact that it's shown on the map. I like how these things just go completely flat. We've got a key. There's up on arrow on the lamp. Whoa. Frederick, king of the underworld, hold thy horses, nay, hold thine entire stable, my son. What exactly art thou doing with the sacred key of departure? That is not a toy, it is literally the exit to our castle. Hey, wow, I guess the jig's up, huh? Look, father, I cannot just vibe here whilst... Really? This is your choice of dialogue style. So the king has spoken with, okay, stilted Shakespearean English, and you are here using whatever this is. Vibe, yeet, yada yada yada. Would you like to be taken seriously? Well, at least you're self-aware enough to talk about it in the next line of dialogue. Okay, and we've now just been teleported elsewhere for reasons. But hey, you've got a dialogue system. That looks... would bet that... Yeah, I don't like the delay after the end of your combo. Strongly suspect this will likely be copyrighted music, which I will need to get rid of. Fortunately, I have a plan for that for NextFest videos. Can we climb? No. This is so unnatural to me. Can I drop down? No upwards attack animation yet. We've got some physics on slopes. So that's a thing that could be... Interesting. You can still use up the magic bar or whatever it is for healing, even if you don't actually need it. Oh god. The issue here is that I'm trying to use keyboard controls. It's probably a good job that I've only had 3 keys to try and figure out what to do with. Okay, we can't get through there. So I'm not going that way. Sign? Again, it looks very much like we have placeholders or just asset store stuff. And as I say in a lot of NextFest videos, I fully understand that not everybody can afford animators and artists and so on and so forth. But you're going to have great gameplay to make up for... Whoa. What was that? I didn't see what that said. The camera is not helping here at all. Nor is the fact that you seem to have a lot of blocks that look like foreground elements. Or no. Collision elements, things that you can stand on. Your camera is all over the place, unfortunately. I'll get up there. Oh, is that an enemy? Missile power to pick up an item? What? Yeah, I think I'm going to leave this here. The lack of gamepad controls is... It's quite frankly a massive red flag for any NextFest demo. So you've done well that I was intrigued enough to actually bother trying to set up and work around it and play more of the demo. A message to all indie devs. This is going to sound incredibly egotistical of me, but if you want a player to enjoy your demo, for the love of God, get gamepad controls, even basic ones, put in before you try and drum up hype, because this just looks unprofessional. And it's not going to have the kind of marketing impact that you would like. You know, I can look past the fact that the main character, the character to the left, the bench, and the lantern have all got completely different pixel resolutions, as does the grounds. I can look past all of that if I could actually play the game and feel like I was enjoying it, but I'm not. It's also really, really clear. I don't know what screen resolution you are building this game for, but it's really clearly not 16 by 9. Because you've got a load of dead space to the left of the UI and to the right of the minimap UI. Again, that's something that needs sorting. Can I find out what engine this is actually? Oops. Oh, it's just crashed. So that's great. This is built in Unity. So there really isn't any excuse. In fact, it says there's no excuse whatsoever for not having gamepad support. You know, as I've said in many a video at this point, which I have no illusions that people have watched, I've dabbled with Unity. Even I, as an absolute amateur, can get gamepad working. In fact, it's one of the first things I do. The Unity input system, the new one or the old one, are both incredibly easy to implement. So get it done before you release your game on Steam, demo or otherwise. It just looks like you haven't put in the time or the effort. So I'm going to leave it on that note. That's been 15 minutes just about of Celestial Lumina. I couldn't tell you whether this game has any potential or not, because I'm not fighting with the controls and just basic things. What I will say, is that I like the name and I quite like the music, but the dialogue from our protagonist was just cringy. The lack of controls was a poor idea. The mismatch with game assets. This looks to me like something that I would make when I was figuring out how to code in Unity. And that is absolutely fine. I have got absolutely no problem with somebody learning how to use Unity, saying, oh, I want to make a platformer / Metroidvania. I'm just going to throw these things in there and then I'm going to put out a demo to see whether people like the ideas, this, that, and the other, what I'm doing, and so on and so forth. Does this have potential? I've got absolutely no problem with that. I would probably do the same. But I would wait until it is in a better shape than this before doing that. Because demos are there to generate hype. And this has not done that. Sorry for the harsh words. Let me know down below, have I been too harsh? Or has my critique been fair? I do sometimes wonder if I am just a little bit too unfair to some of these demos, but realistically, some of the things that I've mentioned here are, for me, non-negotiables. Gamepad support being key. Have a great day, folks. Cheerio. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, why not click the like button and consider subscribing. Remember, you can ring the bell notification icon to get notified when new videos go live. And until next time, cheerio.